We're in northern Pennsylvania. It's early February with a dark moon, and we're gonna ring the dinner bell for some late season predators. Late season calling in Pennsylvania can be challenging. My goals here for this late season is to find some new areas to go call, pick up some new ground, new country, and go call places I've never called before. We're in an area where there's a variety of predators, but late season like this, you had a lot of guys coming in here that have already trapped. You have other people that have called it, so what you got to do is really get out there and do a lot of scouting. So we're going to travel around, we're going to knock on some doors and see if we can find some land to go set up and do some night calling. Today we just got into camp and Tanner Cobb's with me, a friend from back home. We're just driving down here, hitting some back country roads, looking for some farm fields or areas that we feel hold predators, and we're gonna go knock on the door and see if they'll let us call. Good afternoon, sir.
I don't know what you're looking for.
I'm looking for coyotes and fox. I'm Abner Druckenmiller. It's a tough, Abner Druckenmiller. That's a tough name to remember.
Druckenmiller?
Yeah, I know, that's what everybody says. You know, the great thing about asking and acquiring property is you get that relationship with the landowner where he's gonna give you information that you don't know about. I mean, I'm literally 3 hours away from where I live here in northern Pennsylvania knocking on doors, but that landowner, he has the information I wanna hear. He can tell me whether there's coyotes, fox there, any kind of info like that. That's great scouting tools, and if you can get that, it certainly can create an opportunity for you on a stand that might work out. I tell you what, that's the cool thing about hunting, and the thing, all the stuff that goes into it is you meet a guy like that, just good down to earth guy. He said, you going back here, there's coyotes, there's red fox, there's gray fox. He said, you have at her, but just to meet nice people like that, you never know when you're gonna meet somebody cool like that. So we're gonna drive back here and take a look at it. He said that he's shot some fox, but he said there's loads of coyotes back here too. So. Look, this guy has, you know, he's thrown all his deer and scraps out dead deer here in carcasses. That's perfect, that keeps predators around this area, so who knows what's in here. He said they come up out of there, the fox do. Said there's reds and grays. I'm gonna tell you right now, any coyote that pops out on top of that hill from right here is toast with the 243. We got some good places to go call now. It's just time to go out there and turn the fire eye on and knock out some lights. Get the old bone crusher out. Let her have a little predator therapy. The first night we get out here, I got Tanner with me, and Tanner's hunted with me plenty of times before. He knows what we're gonna do when we get on a stand. He knows how to run the light. He knows how to set up, and that's what you want on a stand. You wanna approach that stand, be as quiet as possible, have everybody on the same page, set the call up, and get to work. Got a nice fence row right here. Nice field and corner. Gonna launch our back door on this field here too. Well, we found a stand that we really wanted to call, and it had a fence row coming to us, and those fence rows can be great travel corridors for fox, for approaching predators, and I love to call those areas. Start out with baby cottontail. See if something's out there close. We start playing some different sounds, baby cottontail, eastern cottontail, no response, no eyes, we haven't seen anything, and it's late in the stand, and I turn platinum gray fox on. Nothing so far, let's try some gray fox distress. We tried to spin around on him, but by the time we got spun around and looked at him, he was already gone and out of there. Shoot, that was fast. He come right down out of that fence row like we thought he would. He just didn't stand there long enough to get it all together. He just needed to give us a couple more seconds. Now we know they're moving. We're in an area where there is predators, and hopefully we can get it done. It's early February, it's a dark moon, cold weather and we're late season calling for predators here in northern PA.
I think on this stand I'm going to take the shotgun because we're getting into some tighter country. Louie's going to run the 204.
The next night we got Louie with me. Louie is my uncle. He loves predator hunting too, and I've always told him that I'd really like to get him a gray fox. So I get to bring him up here to northern PA and hopefully get his sights on a nice northern PA gray fox. We set up on a big field. It was a beautiful stand, and when we got set up, we only had one blind spot. It was down over a hill, and you don't think you have blind spots in an open field. Well, let me tell you something. If there's a fox coming in, he's gonna find that blind spot.
Start housing baby cottontail. I'm gonna switch to platinum gray fox. Coming up out of that bottom, really, down those trees, you see him?
Well, this fox disappears, and wouldn't you know it, he found the one blind spot to get a look at us where we couldn't see him.
I don't know where he's at, though. He should pop up right here. Oh, right here, right on the road. That's a poke where you can try him, but man, that's out there ways. You can give him a try.
Yeah, that happens. It's not ideal, and it's certainly not fun whenever you miss.
Let's hunt.
Yeah. But we picked it up, we left that stand, and we were optimistic again. We know they're out moving. They're up on their feet, they're feeding, they're coming to the call. We just need to get it to another stand as quick as we can and set up and see if we can make something happen.
We were in here last night and had a gray come in real late. Didn't get a shot at him, so we're gonna set up a little bit differently. I'm sure there's more than just that one here. See if we can get one to come out.
We called that one stand the night before where we had that gray pop out. Well, if I know there's a fox there, I'm not gonna be afraid to go in there and set up a little bit differently and try to kill that fox if I got him bug out the night before.
What I think I wanna do is I wanna back off of this further back here in the field. Let the call right in around here, but back off here. Hopefully he heads for the call, but stays out across this field and gives us a shot. That way we don't have him anchored right there in that fence row.
Right.
I told Louie, I said, we're gonna set this up differently. I'm gonna put the call out there where it was at, but I'm gonna back way off about 80 to 90 yards away from the call. So he comes out of that fence row and we can get a shot at him.
I'm gonna start this as a hand call since I called it last night to start it out. I'm gonna switch to platinum gray fox. Right here, coming out through here, Lou. You see him?
We hit platinum gray fox. He come out the same spot, but this time he come out into the field because we weren't sitting right there on top of him. He stopped, Louie put the crosshairs on him, boom, he killed his first gray fox that he's ever killed calling. Good job, man. Your first gray fox. Man, that's a pretty hide. They don't get much more furred up than that right there. Those are the hides you come after. The cool thing about that stand is we came in here last night and called, I guarantee it was probably the same fox,
right.
Okay? And people you ask, you say, how often can you call a stand? Well, I'm opportunistic. If there's a fox there and I don't kill him, you better believe I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna try and get him killed one way or the other. This is the very next night. I'm betting it's the same fox.
Yep.
We set it up a little differently, bam, and it came together. Nice job, brother.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Good job. Oh, a big old gray for Lou Dill.
Kill him right there.
They don't get much more furred up than that right there. It's early February, we have a dark moon, it's very cold, and we're in northern PA calling predators.
Here we go. Me and Big Lou gonna make it happen.
Well, Louie and I were pretty excited. We went out and we did a stand right at dark, and we set up this stand, and we're looking at a hillside. Not the most ideal place to set up, but you're gonna have to make it work.
Let's just sit right here, though. You can watch that tree line right there, and then I'll watch this hillside. It's kind of a tough set, but let's just try it right here. Start out with baby cottontail, see what happens.
We started playing baby cottontail, and boom, right here stands a red fox, 150 yards, looking right at us. He goes up the hill, and I'm looking at high standing cut corn. So I'm losing him in the scope and trying to figure out where he's at. And finally, he comes out in front of us there and he stopped.
There he is, right on top of the hill right here.
Boom, we had fur down on a stand here in northern PA, a pretty red fox for up in northern Pennsylvania. Oh yeah, I like that white light so we can find him. Hopefully he's laying up here. Oh, that's a pretty fox too. No mange or anything. We're watching Fur Takers right here on the Outdoor Channel. Louis Hartenstein, my uncle. He's taught me a lot. It's been fun. That's a nice one.
That is a beauty.
This spot, this is what kind of one it looks like, Louis. This house just sits on top of this hill and it goes down over on both sides. I call a lot of stands like this where it's the back of a yard of somebody's house, and it could be a very big yard or a very small yard. Really unique kind of stand. And this just goes to show you that foxing can live anywhere. They can adapt to so many different types of habitats. We're able to set the Fox Pro. We put the shockwave on top of this old tractor that was sitting in the yard.
Start with Lil's cottontail, see what happens. Something with a real high pitch frequency.
Nothing came out, so I switched to a bird sound. I thought, man, if there's a fox here, maybe there's a red, maybe he'll come to the bird if he hasn't come to the rabbits.
Oh yeah, fur down.
Good job, buddy.
That's a 2-pointer, brother. You got a little white tip tail on there.
That's right.
That looks like a pretty good mature male too. A male, female.
Well, the great thing about this hunt was it was late season in Pennsylvania, northern PA. We had a great success and a great hunt because we got 3 fox killed in mid-February in about 2 nights. We knocked on doors, we got land, we went out, we set up those stands the way we thought we should set up, and we had success.
Good job, brother.
Nice job, brother. After our successful late season hunt in Pennsylvania, Mike Dillon is headed to Virginia, hoping to get his son Jase his first fox.
Jase and I will be hunting Virginia with Chris Ricks, whom we've had a lot of success with before, and also on this trip we'll be hunting with Russell Bodine, a center for the Cincinnati Bengals. Russell Bodine happens to live in Virginia, and he is going to make this trip and make it even more memorable for Jase, because Jase is a huge Cincinnati Bengals fan. So I'm real excited and really have high hopes for this trip.
Hey, tell Mr. Bodine thank you.
You know, having never done a whole lot of predator hunting, it's kind of nice to get out here with some guys who know exactly what they're doing, you know, and learn a little something from them, and hopefully we can be successful on the hunt.
One of the reasons I'm coming down to Virginia is because we've had so much success here in the past. So I feel it's my best opportunity to give Jase his first fox, especially dealing with late season like we're in right now. Now Zach, earlier this year, shot his first fox ever, and he hit it on the first shot. So now the pressure's on Jase for him to get his first fox.
Since he shot one and didn't miss, I'm trying not to miss. Shot squirrels out of trees. I think I can shoot a bigger target. Don't think I'm gonna miss.
After our first couple stands, it's really getting frustrating here in Virginia because we're just not seeing anything.
I guess all the fox are gone in Virginia. I guess Chris is doing too good of a job getting rid of them.
It's kind of discouraging. It's kind of heartbreaking. I feel bad for Jase, you know, but we finally get some eyes. And right away, we realize that this fox is coming in downwind, you know, not what we wanted to see on the first fox.
So close, but yet so far. I was kind of bummed. Wish we would have saw more.
He got close tonight. You know, I feel kind of bad because I thought for sure the first night he'd get his first fox, but
the first night we could have hunted in short sleeve t-shirts. It was 70 degrees at 2 a.m. in the morning. So it was definitely a learning experience, you know, with hunting with the temperatures being this warm.
we're on day 3 of our hunt here in Virginia, and we are in desperation mode. Last night we hunted hard all night long and didn't call in a single fox all night long. So it's our 3rd night of the hunt. Hopefully tonight's the night we can get an opportunity to shoot a fox.
I'm gonna stand.
You want to stand up?
Yeah.
Okay. Check the height. Is the height good?
Yeah.
Finally, we have eyes. And this looks like a fox that's gonna work the call.
Get ready, he's gonna come right there.
I'm watching, I'm looking at Jase. He's keeping cool, he's in the scope, he looks good, the fox looks good. And Jase pulls the trigger.
Right there, right there.
Yes!
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 Good job, buddy.
And then we get a bonus.
Hey, we're gonna let Russell shoot this while he's coming in hard, okay? It's a shotgun. Good shot. You just got it.
Me and Russell shot one on the same stand. It was so awesome.
There he is, bud.
I said male.
You got a male, buddy. First fox. Good job. You said you held right behind the shoulder. Look at that. Right behind the shoulder, man. That fox wasn't going anywhere.
He's almost as tall as you are. We're guessing this is the female, right?
We're guessing that's the female.
Oh, yep. It ain't too shabby for a first fox.
What more can you say? It does not get any better than that for me. My oldest son, Zach, gets his first fox in Pennsylvania. Then to be followed up with my youngest son, Jase, getting his first fox in Virginia. I did my part. I've got them involved. The torch has been passed. They are now successful predator hunters. Doesn't get any better than that.
I'll remember that feeling for the rest of my life.
Good job, buddy.